Welcome to OM Report by Alpar, your interview-focused podcast on topics from online marketing to internet startups.
So, welcome to episode 0 of OM Report. OM Report is another online marketing podcast brought to you by Alpar. And this is the episode number 0, so the episode before the real episodes. And I'll try to do it in a similar way as I'm doing the real episodes, which means I'm doing an interview. And in this case, because the episode 0 is kind of there to explain a little the background of the podcast, I'll interview myself. So Andre, who the hell are you, and why do you think you should bringing out another online marketing podcast? So I'm an online marketer from Germany, and most of the interviews that I do are in German for the German crowd, and the podcast has another German website. And sometimes I still meet people that are not from Germany and still have a great story to tell, and I want to ask some interesting questions. So those people I interview in English, and I thought once the interview is done in English, I should also make it available to the English-speaking crowd out there. So I published this on OMReport.com, and also the transcription on OMReport.com is in English. And for the German listeners, I have a German translation of the whole thing on OMReport.de. So do you think you can really keep this up regularly? Well, for the English podcast, I'm not so positive right now because, as I said, most of the interviews I've done so far, like a dozen, they are in German. So you'll be seeing these things from time to time. So I would ask you kindly to, check out the Twitter feed or check it out on YouTube or iTunes, and then you'll see whenever I have another English edition of the OM Report for you. So how do you choose your interview partners? I mean, how do you contact them? Mostly I do the interviews on conferences or networking events where I'm visiting as a speaker or participant. So usually I just, pick up whoever I can find and who seems to be an interesting person to talk to. And this is how I basically figure it out. I don't really prepare for the interviews, so most of the questions are completely spontaneous. So sometimes the interviews don't have like a perfect, red string all the way through, but instead they're kind of spontaneous and jumpy regarding the topics that they're on. So how do I get the podcast? The number one way would be, visit the website www.OMReport.com, and then again we have a Twitter feed that's /OMReport. On Facebook you'll also find it as OM Report, on iTunes the same, and we also have it as just basically a still picture of the interview partner and the interview as the audio track on YouTube. And I look forward to you guys checking out the English version of the OM Report. Thanks a lot.
OM Report and Alpar would like to thank you for your attention. You can get more episodes on www.OMReport.com.